Hi, Grace. Welcome to the meeting. Can you hear me, Grace? Grace, can you hear me? Grace, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay.
It's just Monday, so I'm
Go
still
ahead.
at work.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah. But thanks for letting me know. I'm waiting for John and the others. It seems like they're having troubles joining. Let me try calling him. Um. Okay. I think. Well, it seems like it will just be you and me, Grace. Okay. I don't want to keep you waiting for that long, so I think we should start. The others could just check on the recordings. So let me share my screen and let's do a quick recapitulation of our discussion the last time. So we're almost done with the sequel, and hopefully, we don't need to extend up until next week to cover everything.
The exam is this Saturday, correct?
Yeah, supposedly, but it's still subject to changes.
Covering the
Up,
material. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Let me see the calendar because I think we have a holiday, right? I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
the
27.
Monday, next a week from today is a Monday off.
Yeah, is it 27? Grace?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So 27 would be a holiday, but don't worry, that holiday we would be adjusting it towards the end. So we'll be adding uh that missed session. We'll do
Okay.
a makeup class. Yeah. So
Yeah, if the exam gets pushed, I don't mind either.
okay, yeah, it depends on you.
Yeah, I know it
Well,
depends.
if you still need
I've been following just fine, but like as it gets more complicated, it's more intimidating and be like, how am I going to
no,
be
you
tested on this so
you
soon
don't have to
already?
feel that way. Well, I mean, I'm here, and also John to help you. Again, our goal is to um, give you all the skills and the knowledge that you need. So it's completely different to what we do in the university. That um, yeah, typically those tests are like devised to uh, torture some students to filter them out. But no, we're not doing that here. Um, So if I feel that majority of the students still need more time to do some practices before they take the exam, I always give that extension. So let's see, we can even extend it to next week, and yeah, there's no harm to that because we can extend the sessions anyway towards the end. So. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Even John is not around. I did not
Yeah.
see any message from any of the people, including John. So anyway, well, you know me. I want to continue. This is the regular schedule. So let's start. They can just watch the recordings. So let me see. Okay. So let's do a quick recapitulation just to refresh things. So the last time, we discussed the window functions and we had this good good practices, good questions with it, and we also discussed union and union all. So instead of joining tables side by side, adding those columns in union, we'll be stacking them um, together. Okay,
Yeah.
from the top. So basically, the columns from the first table should be of the same type as with the second, and even the number of columns should be the same. Okay. So even the names, okay, even the names must be the same. So it would be of the same record, or not record, but of the same fields, okay, with different records. So stacking them together. So that's what we do with union, and with union all, then we will be stacking them together regardless, right? Regardless if there are duplicates. So, for example, a record appeared already from the first table and it also appeared on the second table. There would be duplicates. So, those records would still appear in the resulting table. So that's what we discussed about union all and union. And yep, I think um, we have solidified the concepts with the different types of joins, the inner to the full outer join, and we will see today that using a subquery, we can somehow mimic the process that we're doing with joins. Like you don't really need to use join in order to merge two tables. There are multiple ways, and one of which is through subqueries. Okay, through subqueries. And we will be discussing like the benefit of using a join and the benefit of just using a subquery. Okay, and typically it's a matter of preference, but let's go deeper into the technicalities of it. Okay, and we also learned how to join multiple keys and use those keys as a filter. Okay, and with subjoin, we learned how to take advantage of the relationship between the columns and the rows of a table. Okay, so there are times that you may want to do that, especially if there are codings. Okay, in your table, like instead of actually putting the full name of an entry, you just use codes for it. And those codes are related to other inputs as well in that same table. So in that setup, we will be needing to use a self join. Well, not only self join, we do have other options for that. But currently, what we learned is a self join, doing a self join. Okay. So the key in a self join is using this aliases, okay, different aliases for the same table. So yep, this is actually pretty straightforward, and it really depends on the context. Okay, it is context specific in terms of application. It depends on what question was asked, what is the end goal. So at least now, given that kind of question, you know how to take advantage of. Okay, I've learned during the training that okay, if there is relationship in a single table, I can make use of that relationship using a self join. Okay, and we had this practice, a very good practice, but a very lengthy one and a very confusing one, but still a good practice in how to use self joins. And then we have this union. We already talked about them, the union and the union all. With the union all, the duplicates would be retained, but with the union, um, only unique records would be retained in the resulting table. Okay, and I hope the practices that you are able to do in the lab session were enough to solidify the concept. And lastly, the window function. So the window function is very useful, especially if you want to apply the aggregate function by a certain row, okay, or by certain pattern in your records. So in this example that we did, we created this running total, right? Depending on um, the starting time, and we also combine that together with the row counter so that there would be no tied ranks, sort of tied ranks in the or same values, I should say, in our running total. So combining all of this together, I mean, what we're trying to do here is to build on our tool sets, okay? Because in actual interview for an analytics jobs, you would be you would be using them to answer business specific questions. Okay. So having this tool set would allow you to efficiently solve for those things. Okay. So what other else? We can use this or order by and partition by. Again, this is again depending on the problem that you're trying to solve. And some other practices that I hope John were able to cover during lab. But if not, if there are confusions during the lab sessions, just let me know. And let me switch to the other thing, to the other slide. Okay, so today's plans would be, well, subqueries and practices in lab. Okay, I wonder if the others thought that today is a holiday or something.
Mm.
But anyway, what do you think, Grace?
That'd
It's
be
just so
wishful
weird.
thinking.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
so weird that I typically receive messages that people will not be able to attend and they will just be following the recording. But yeah, um, I'm just a bit sad that there we go, Jeff. Okay, hi Jeff, welcome to the meeting.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Hey, everybody.
I'm really puzzled that only Grace joined the session, and even John was out.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Sean's out too? Oh,
I,
man.
I'm thinking that you guys thought that today is like a holiday, but fortunately, uh, you joined. Okay, so I'm
Yay.
not I'm not sad anymore. Okay, there are two
Nice.
people out there.
Good.
Okay, um, I always feel sad if the class is smaller than usual.
How's your
So
eyes?
anyway, yeah, we just
I don't know,
covered
it makes
the
me
lab
feel like
basics.
a VIP student.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Like a
I'm
Sorry.
getting my
Sorry to
money's
hear.
one-of-one
worth.
Well, we're still kind of
more
still
value.
two VIPs. How's your eyes? How are your eyes? Is their eyes getting better or?
I still feel it. I still feel a bit of pain. But it's getting better. I slept the whole day during Sunday,
Oh,
so
nice.
it's way better. But I'm still trying to get couple of breaks every now and then. Last week was really tough. I mean, there were so many things that I should do online since my work is mostly online.
Nice.
So yeah, but yeah, it's part of life. Um, you should you should be uh well taking care of your health. Anyway, moving forward here. So today's plan is to do the subqueries. So things would be a more complex. Okay. So you can think of subqueries, well, in terms of complexity, a little bit higher as compared to the last previous topics. So, however, you need to pay careful attention here, guys, because subquery is very useful in answering questions in SQL. It's a very useful tool. It's a very powerful tool. Okay. So let's start. What do we mean by subqueries? Okay, a subquery is a query within another query. Okay, or you can think of it this way: a table within a table. Okay, so your first query would generate this first table, and your other query, your external query, would create another table out of it. And the good thing with subqueries is you can do as many layers as possible as you want. Okay, depending again on the problem that you want to solve or the question that you need to answer, as many queries as you want. So subqueries can go in the where clause, the having clause, and the from clause. Okay, we use subqueries when our operation requires multiple steps. Welcome to the meeting, Hasiba.
Hi, sorry for
Okay,
being late.
no, perfect. I'm just happy that you joined. um
Thank
I'm
you.
very happy. Okay,
Thank
to put it simply. Yeah, going back here, we use subqueries when our operation requires multiple steps. So first, for example, you can think of it, okay, I need to first filter my table before I can answer the next question. Okay, or before I can answer this specific question, I need to set up my table first this way, like filtering all of those records that you have, and then after that, once you have those records and even some computations or descriptive measures, then you can answer that question. So it requires multiple steps. So for example, taking the sum of several columns, then averaging all of those sums. So the first layer would be taking the sum, and after that, averaging those sums. So for example, you have three columns. Maybe we can switch to Microsoft Excel because I want to make sure that um, you are seeing my thoughts. So it's always better to have that visual. Make sure that we are connected. Um, so for example, you have three columns, column A and B. Just think of it like grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And these grades are composed of, say, three sources. And those sources are between like 30 to 80, or let's make it 30 to 100. Let's do it like that. Um, apply to everything, copy and paste it as values. Okay. So the process with what I was reading here earlier is first, okay, get the sum for each of these columns. Get the sum for the first grade, the second and the third grades. Okay, do the same for the others. Then after that, getting the average of these totals. So this is basically what's being done in here. So the first is to get the sum, okay, by column, and then getting the average of that. So without doing this first process, it's impossible for you to get the average of the total for the columns. So this will be a one query. This is query one. So this is merge um merge query one. And this is query two. Query two. Think of it that way. So this is a perfectly working query within itself, and then you add it here, okay, together with this query number two. So this is the first layer, and this is the second layer. And you can do this with multiple layers, okay? Your 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 question could be needing um to create multiple layers of subqueries before you can answer them. Before you can arrive to like the final solution to a problem. So this is the idea of a subquery. Okay. Can others also call it as a nested query, a query within itself, a query after query after query. And well, as you might feel, whenever we see nested word in programming, things get a little bit complicated, I should say, because you need to be familiar. Look, going back here, not only familiar, but the concept here should be solid, okay, before you can create another thing, another query. Because if you're wrong here, then the final result taken from the next query would also be wrong. And if you encounter an error here, if this is not a perfectly working query, then you cannot uh, go to the next query. So the foundation skills should be there, should be solid. Okay. This this first query should be a perfectly working query. Okay. So subqueries must be enclosed in parentheses. We will see that later. Then subqueries usually execute before the main query. That's typical because usually in a nested code, the inside is being run first. It's like an onion. The inside would be the first to run, and the next layer, the third layer, and the last layer. So if you have like multiple queries here, so for example, this is subquery 3, and then inside, so that's the inside, you have subquery 2, it's the second line, and then the external sub query, the main query, I should say, the main query. So the process is this thing is being run first, and then followed by the second, and then the last query. So you would see that based on how the parentheses are laid out. Okay, so we will see it later. Don't worry. But basically, this is the idea. That your subqueries are being run first, with the one being the most. Is that such a word like most internal? Uh, Let me think. But are you getting the idea here that, for example, you have three queries. The one inside will be run first, and then the second, and then the last that you have. Like for example, here, guys, if we go back here, this is the second query, and the one outside the parentheses, okay, is the main query. So basically, in the system, this will be run first. However, there's a possibility that this thing is also enclosed on another query or as another query. So this one would be subquery 3. This entire thing would be subquery 2. And then you have another outside, which will be the main query. So those are the layers. So the inside will be the first to be run, followed by the second and the main query. Okay, do you follow? Does that make sense? Any comments or any reaction from that? I'm thinking that I wasn't able to use the a more straightforward word rather, on this thing. Anyone? You can be honest, guys. If that was not really clear, I may formulate a better example for that.
You were saying, Jeff, that the innermost query gets run first, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. The innermost, okay, the innermost would be run first, and then followed by the second up until you get to the main query, which is the one without any parentheses. So that's it. Well, that's the idea. That's a very simple phrase that summarized the entire things that I just said. Thank you very much, Grace. How about the others? Do you have any like questions or clarifications with that?
Um, I I'm just curious on how it would. I mean, on our homework, like on the lab, we had it where it was more in the combined with the union, but in this case, all earlier when I saw like inside the where, when you have a subquery, I wonder how that actually works. Like how.
Yeah, think of it this way, Jeff. That's a very good question. All of these layers would produce a table. Let me pull up my Epic pen. All of the subqueries, all of the queries that you will be using in a subquery, all of those would produce a table. Whether that table consists of one value or multiple columns and multiple rows, it would still be one table. So this would produce a table. Okay, this would be table one. At least this is how the system sees it. Okay, this is table one. And then this subquery two would be querying to this table one and would produce table two. Again, this table could produce only one value. Okay, but of course, if that's the case, then you'll not be having any other queries aside from that. But it's completely possible. And then the main query will be querying to this table two would be it would be now table number three would that would be the final resulting table. Does it make sense? So each of these
Yeah.
queries they would produce this tables. And then the next
Yeah,
query would be created.
John exposed us to the subquery at Saturday's lab. So
Oh,
then it's
perfect.
like once it's incorporated and it creates table two has to be renamed, right? That's what
Yeah, you have to rename it. In
rename it.
fact,
Yeah, we did that.
yeah, subqueries won't work without aliases because you have to name that table. So this table would have a name, like just simply table one. It should have a name for the system to recognize that the next layer would be querying to it. So that's basically what's being done here. So you cannot write a subquery without any alias. Okay. Questions, guys. Questions. We're not yet running any codes. Again, I want to be more focused on understanding first so that we can relate, okay, this is the theory and it actually works in practice. So, well, the way I say it is like an onion. The layers of the onion are the subqueries, and then the inside, the core, is the innermost query. So what the system does is it starts from there, from the core, up until to the last layer, the main query. And every query must be valid queries. Okay, every query. Because if one layer is faulty, if one layer is not working, then you cannot jump to the other query. It would throw you an error. So for example, this this subquery two is erroneous. You cannot you cannot even reach the main query. It would give you an error. Okay, even though subquery three is working. So all of the subqueries must be a standalone query in order for you to get the last thing in your main query. Okay. Now, given that, we may want to look at an example, right, to relate that theory with um, with practice. So let's first discuss subqueries in where clause. Again, subqueries could go in the where, in the having, and even in the from clause. Okay. Um, Here we would see that okay, if you don't want to use having clause, you can actually filter your data set with an aggregate value, like the sum or the min or whatever aggregate value is that, in the where clause through subquery. Okay. Again, the problem that we had with the where clause is being run first before the grouping. So you cannot actually um, use any any aggregate function in it. That's the reason why we have the having clause. But here, as you can see, we are filtering the data through the where clause, through a subquery that uses an aggregate function, the mean, the minimum. Okay, so a subquery in a where clause can be used to qualify a column against a set of rows. So how is it being done? Let's see this example. We want to return all of the columns tutorial.sf prime incidents 2014-01 table where the date is the earliest date contained within the table. So how do we answer this last part? So this last part, okay, we already know, we know now how to translate this phrases into codes. So this just referred to the minimum. Okay. So in our subquery, we are selecting the minimum date from tutorial.sf crime incidents 2014-01 table. Okay, and we're using that in the main query as a filter. Okay, notice we're using here where date is equal to that. So basically, we use it we use a where clause, or rather, we use an aggregate function in the where clause indirectly, okay, through the subquery. So let's see that in action. Let me do a screenshot and then paste it in the chat box. I'm worried about John. Did not receive any mail from him. And let's switch to mode. Also, please open your mode, guys. Okay. Um, okay. Hmm, okay. So let's make a section for subquery in where clause. Okay. Let's put it a proper name. So basically, what we want in this example is to return all of the columns of this table, tutorial SF crime incidents 2014-01, where the date is the earliest date. So let's first look into this table, right? Let's first understand what we have in here. That's the smartest way to do a SQL query. Be familiar with the columns first, right? So we have the incident number. So this is like an ID that identifies the specific incident. So we have the vehicle theft, assault, suspicious OCC. I'm not familiar with the OCC. Mm, I'm not sure about the OCC thing. Description, occurrence. Yeah, we have the description right here. Then day of the week. We have the date, the time. We have the district. We have the resolution. English side. Do we have a country here? I think this would give us a country. But anyway, we have the resolution, no resolution, address.
I think
Uh,
the data is for the city of San Francisco,
oh,
and
really?
so there you won't get a city or state
I
because
see, I see.
it's very specific to its location down to the block.
I see. So that's the reason why the longitude and latitude are almost the same. So it's just a specific
Exactly.
location in the same city.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
the greater San Francisco area.
yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for that additional information, Grace. I'm not very familiar with the districts here. Um, yeah, this one is actually feels that this one is a replicate. Oh no, it's not. A different category, a different is this can I call this felony? Probably felony.
It
Assault.
depends on what he's being arrested for the warrant, because you could have misdemeanor warrant and felony warrant.
Oh, I see, I see.
Why do I have
Misdemeanor.
all these like prior jobs that? Yeah, I
Uh,
used to work for the police department. I used to work for
oh, okay.
I
So
used to work for an
you're
airport. I used to work for all these places.
oh, I see. That's interesting. That's interesting. And you transitioned to a different in the medical field, right?
Yeah, I started
Oh
in the medical
wow.
field because that was my bachelor's degree, and then so I'm back here, but at a time
Wow,
when
I see. That's
there
very
was a time there where
interesting.
I jumped around.
I always admire people who can jump to different industries. It shows flexibility and that ability to unlearn and relearn. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm
Well,
kind of addicted to that, but it makes me a jack of all trades and a king of none, or something they
well,
say.
in this world that we have, it's better to be jack of all trades.
I
Imagine
think
this
that's is
AI
what the saying goes.
taking all of these jobs. So it's always better. Well, it's similar to investing, right? They say they say that we don't put all of our eggs in just one
Eggs.
basket.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's
but
true.
what we're doing with our careers, just we're focusing on just one industry and one field, and when that industry gets shot, and we're left with no choice but to shift, and that's really a struggle for others. So anyway, going back here, it's nice to know that, Grace. So at least you can provide us with other details about this. And we also have this ID counter, which again is very useful whenever we try to filter things here. So if we try to get the mean, right, the mean of the date, what it does is actually look for the earliest one, right? So it will just be a single figure. However, as you have seen, there are those records in here that are corresponding to that. Like, um, let me show it again. We have this record of a different, like, felony or misconduct recorded at the same time. So it is a possibility that there are other records here that are of the same status. Like, uh, can see in here, all of this are of the same date, right? And hmm, let me try getting the distinct date. Let's count the distinct date because I have a feeling that this data has been edited for um, training reasons. This doesn't make sense, right? To yeah, it's reading as if it's a function. So there are 92 distinct dates. And if we remove the distinct, it's a lot. There are lots of duplicates here. So let's see. So it's perfectly reasonable to use the minimum date here to filter all of those. What was the question again? Let's go back to there. To filter uh, the earliest dates, okay, in this table. So we'll use that in our, you use that information again, this minimum date right here. So it will now act as a filter. Whenever we use it in the where clause, it will act for us as a filter um, in the main query, or not necessarily in the main query, but in the next query. Okay, so let's see. There will be selecting. Forget what was that? That oh, it needs all of the columns. Uh, maybe we can return only. Yeah, because it specifically asks for all of the columns. That's why. So it would be select star. Okay, from where? From the same table, incidents, and then we're using it. We're using this thing, okay, in our work class as a filter. Where, right? Where select where date is equal to this. Um, okay. Select where date, select mean date. Let's see this if this would work. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So as we have predicted, those would appear would be those records having the same date. And let's see how many are there. Let's see, count, yeah, count star, count the number of rows to see the subsection. So there are 355 records. There are 355 rows. 355 felonies or misconduct that are of the minimum date or the earliest date in the record. Does it make sense, guys? And we can actually see those. I forgot again the columns. Not really familiar with the columns in here. The column names. Let's dive in deeper and ask more questions about this thing. Um, Maybe look at the description, right? Look at the description of this records. Okay, so there are courtesy report. Uh, let's order it by. Order by. We want to make it more presentable. The script that is alphabetically organized. It is better to look at if we have that organized. So that would be aggregated. There are tons of replicates, right? hmm Aggravated assault with a gun. And what we can do with this, guys, is we can actually group this. I'm thinking of creating a group by statement in which we would see the counts of these things. Um do you get what I mean? Like how many are how many in this 355 are aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? So there are, based on this record, six. But I want to have this report in which, okay, description one, number of occurrences on the other column. Do you follow? Does it make sense, guys, to create that?
Can you repeat that, please? The especially last part.
Yeah. What I want to do next is knowing this description records. Okay. I want to create a new table in which I have the description, the unique description in the first column, and on the next column, I want the counts, the number of occurrences, the frequencies of those description. So how can I do that? I want you to think based on the tool sets that you have now. How can I create that? Basically, just like this, guys. Maybe I should switch to Microsoft Excel just to have a good visual of what I want to accomplish. So I will be having this descript column and then count column. And for example, this aggravated assault. How many occurrences do we have for that? Say six. And then we have for the next misconduct or felony, assault with a knife, aggravated assault with a knife. So that would be, say, there are three in there. So I want this kind of record because it communicates better, right? The insight in this thing. So I want you to think, okay, I have this subquery. I want to do that. How should I do that? Please give me ideas, guys. You already have the tool set to do that. The challenge is how can I apply it here? Can we write a group by statement here? Getting a bit dizzy. I'm not sure why. Guys, can we group by the script here? What do you think?
Yeah.
If we do that, then it would ask, okay, how would it be grouped, right? So you already have this grouping now, which would show you basically if you do the grouping, it would list down all of the unique categories. It would classify those inputs as groups. So there will be no replicates in this. And what should I add in here?
Wouldn't you add a count in the select?
Okay, count of what? The script?
Count of
The script? Like
distinct
this?
descript? Count of distinct descript?
If you would be doing it as a district, then all of that would be just one.
Oh,
Because,
that's right. That's
yeah.
right. Count
So
of
let's
distinct.
try this. This is a great idea. So that, okay, basically, how many appearances? Oh, there we go. How many appearances of this description are in your table? So you see, this is exactly what we want if we go back here, right? So there are, seems like there are 6 aggravated assault. Now we can make it further. If I'm your boss, I'm your analytics manager, I want to see the most occurring felony or misconduct. How would you do that?
Order by count.
Order by count, order by two. Love it, love it. Okay. If we do that, it would arrange it. Oh no, no, it should be by descending.
Descending. That's right.
Yeah, I forgot the descending there. So it would rank it, or not really rank it, but it would start from the one with the highest. Seems like lost property. It's not a felony, it's a report, right? It's a report. So I'm not sure, really. I'm not sure if that's considered, but given that description of lost property, I feel that it's not a felony, it's a misconduct, but an incident report. So grand theft from lacked auto. So if you're a policymaker, you see this, you would recommend to your mayor, or I'm not sure what's the political structure at that location, to do more information and campaign about how can you protect your vehicle from getting robbed, or yeah, something like that.
Have you guys
Malicious
seen the
wishes.
YouTube videos on this? It's crazy. It is
Which
crazy.
one?
Oh, like I don't know, Jeff, if you know about this, but like the YouTube videos of San Francisco, I mean, if like they see luggage or backpacks in the back seat, they just break them, and then it's like really amplified more as of late, even from 2014, where like you could be at a red light and they'll
Hmm.
just like
Oh
break the
wow, that's
back
crazy.
windshield and take the bags.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, well, to be honest with you, no offense, guys. You're living in America, but I think things are getting really crazy in the US right now. I mean, there is wide robbery going on in clear daylight. I mean, I'm seeing these videos online, and people are stealing these cell phones and even clothes in broad
Yeah,
daylight.
like just like walking in and out, like
Yeah, that's
nobody
crazy.
gives a. Yeah, but
Yeah,
the San
people are
Francisco
just
ones have
staring.
gone crazy. Like the San Francisco ones have gone viral. Like it's affected their tourism because of these rising crime incident,
Yeah.
mixed with like you said, like the mayor has said, we're not going to chase them because it's more harm. It has to be a certain monetary value or something. So
Well,
it's become a
politics
case
is
study. Yeah.
yeah, politics is complicated, Grace, because they are safeguarding their own interest.
Yeah.
If they become too strict, then people would be hating them. Even will get like a much safer environment, they would be thinking about their own benefit. People won't vote for them if they became uh too strict with things, right? So there are always those uh how should I say this? I'm thinking about the term, but trade-offs, I should say. There should be a trade-off. and it's very hard to look for a policy maker, a leader that would somehow drop those considerations about uh like sort of what would that impact their future career as a politician. So it's really complex, and it's sad. I mean, U.S. is the all over the world, all of these other countries, they're looking at U.S. as like a country on the pedestal, like the top country in terms of economy. However, they are seeing this news about crimes and so on. So it seems that it's not always the economy. It's not always being rich. Uh, it's a complex thing. So anyway, going back here, this is not in our slide. I just like dived in deeper to highlight more insights about the data that we cannot just do by applying the subquery directly. But again, I hope that you're seeing it. This itself is a table. It's running, right? It's a perfectly running standalone table. And once we have that, okay, the system uses that to filter this other table, this external table. Do you follow? And in fact, we can put it again, okay, we can put another layer here. We can we can wrap it up, put it in the fair. Oh, okay, no, no, no. I should not do that. What I want to say is I can create another query, okay, from this table that we have using a subquery in the from clause that we will be discussing later to filter it again. Okay, we can say that okay, I only want um, this and that from this resulting table that you have. So it's perfectly fine to do that. You just have to enclose it and call it um, as a new table, giving it a name or an alias. So we'll be discussing that. Don't worry. I just want to be more organized. Okay, but we will be looking into that aspect using the subquery in the from clause. But any questions so far from this query? Again, be honest, please. Be honest with me. I,
No,
I want to help
I think
you.
that's pretty. Yeah, thanks. Because
Jeff?
yeah, otherwise you wouldn't do. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to do this without doing some query, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. How about Hasiba? Do you have any questions, or is the logic clear? Like how I set things up from the original query that we have? Okay, perfect, perfect. Love it. So that's basically how you do it. Like if you can condense it further to a form that would highlight more the insights, so be it. Okay, do it. You have the tool sets already. Currently, what we're talking about is under the umbrella of advanced SQL. Okay, this subquery is already considered advanced. Okay, advanced SQL. So, well, I can stretch the power of it, the power of subquery. This is very useful. You can you can answer so many things with this. Okay, let's move. So we have this example. Let's just look into the steps. Write a query. I want you to try this. Grace, are you still at work or are you now at home?
I'm still at work because I don't want to be driving. So I'm just gonna finish lecture
Oh, I
here.
see.
But I'm sorry, I'm clocked out is what you were getting
Okay,
at.
can you open your mode? I just want to make sure that
No,
everyone, if you can.
I cannot share anything. I am on my phone. I'm on my Teams at on my
Oh, I
phone.
see.
I
Okay,
tried to
okay,
log into my Teams at work. It won't let me.
okay, okay. No problem. So this would be for Jeff and
But I
Asiba, and
I
you'll be
do
having
have
your
my
time.
Sorry, I do have my mode up, I guess, but if I
Okay,
share, I
perfect.
have to share via camera or something.
No, no need to share. No need to share. I just
Okay.
want you to
All right.
try. Okay, I just want you to try. I want you to try answering this. Example number two. This is an example, but I want you to have this hands-on experience of doing it. I want you to return the sat math column from this table tutorial.sat scores, in which the sat math scores are above average. Okay, I want you to do it with a subquery. Of course, you can do it with a having clause, but um, do it with a subquery instead. Okay, because that's our topic today. Do it with a subquery. So here are the steps, right? To query to calculate the average SATMAT score. So basically the same as what we did here. Going back to my mode, I first solve for the mean date and I use it as a filter. So basically you'll be applying the same process, but of course the value would be the same. Will be different rather. You're getting the average of the SATMAT scores for this example. I'll be giving you 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is more than enough. Okay, 5 minutes for this. Your timer starts now, guys.
Can you please send a screenshot?
Sure, sure. Of this one, Hasiba, or which one?
Yes, this one.
Okay, sure thing. There we go. I put it in the chat box. The thing with programming is the more you learn, the more codes, the more tools you get, the easier things become because you can be creative in solving problems through programming. There's no one way to answer things. You can be really creative. My 10 line solution could be done by someone just like 5 lines, depending on the skill sets. So it's a nice thing.
Hey, Jeff, can I see the earlier slide real quick? Just one
Okay, sure. Um, this one.
second. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the screenshot. I
It's not loading yet. Hmm.
no.
Let me do it again. Yeah, I can do it again. Okay. Please let me know if you're able to see it.
I think I got it. I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I
Let's
got it.
wait for 2 more minutes and then you can share your screen, Jeff, to share your work. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. It's not that complicated, right? Let me try think of follow-up questions. Okay, while we're doing that. Oh, okay. Um, you're seeing my screen. Let me stop sharing for a while. Let me formulate some interesting questions associated with this question. Hmm. Let me try running this. UVG map. And then tutorial both set schools. There. Getting dizzy. Oh, mm. Okay. Can we proceed? Okay. Jeff, can you share your work, and then let me do set of follow up questions for you, and you try to solve them. We try to solve them together. Okay. Let's share ideas in how we can answer those. Okay. So what we do? Can you explain your work, please, Jeff?
Jeff, you're muted.
Yeah, you're on mute if you're trying to tell
Oh,
something.
nice. You guys knew that I was talking. Interesting. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was saying that this is my subquery. So
Okay.
select the average uh,
Mm.
of the math score, and then afterwards, essentially select the math scores from this query where
Okay.
that math score is
Greater
greater
than
than the
that.
average.
Yeah. Can you show all the columns that we have here, Jeff? It would reveal.
Only have one.
No. I want you to change what you have in your first line in your select math. I want you to change that to star so that you can see all of the other columns associated with that condition with that filter. Now, let's do a role play. I'm your analytics manager. Okay, I'm your boss. I want to know these teachers. I want you to group your record based on the teacher. Okay, and I want to see the average scores of the students per teacher, and the others could help Jeff to do that. Okay,
So
so
you're
I'm
asking for a new query, right? Not on the average math
exactly
score. Okay.
exactly. I'm asking a new
Wait,
query.
so you're asking for all the teachers whose average scores are greater than the overall average.
No, no, not really, Jeff. You what you're seeing right now in your results. I just want you to group that. You see that this first to sixth row, they are all from the
Yeah, I know
Frederickson.
Frederickson. Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to group it by that and get the average sat math per teacher. So that's already a table in itself. I want you to add another query that would that would pull that would filter it again and group it by teacher. Okay. I want to see two columns there, a teacher column and the average SAT score column for those different teachers.
Which
I'll be
Sam?
giving you
Sam
guys,
Math? Is this Sam Math?
um, yeah, SAT math. Yeah, but I still want that filter, Jeff. I want still to look for those with greater than the average. So basically, what you have now is the one that I want you to query with. Does it make sense? This result that you have is the one that I want you to work with.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. So essentially, you want the teachers whose average they're basically the teachers whose average are greater than the average of everybody, right?
Uh, no, I just want you to get the teacher and their average SATMAT score from this table that you have. This table actually gives us all the scores that are already above average. I just want you to average this scores, the SATMAT scores by teacher. Like for example, Frederickson.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Okay, okay.
But
You
essentially,
have the average.
another subquery.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be giving you 10 minutes. This is a challenging question, but it's a good practice for us. And the others, please try to look for ways and help Jeff. Okay?
Can you, I'm sorry to do this. Can you repeat it one more time or maybe type it up on your, oh, this is Jeff's mode, but type it somewhere so I can reference it? Because
Okay, okay. I want two columns here, Grace. From this result that we have, I want to
from
group
the
it
all
by
table,
teacher.
right? You want it
Yeah,
reduced down to two.
to two columns only. Teacher table, or rather teacher column, and then SAT average SAT math column. So what I want to see in the rows would be the name of the teacher and then the average SAT math of his or her class. Pretty much the same thing as what we did with the previous one, but what we did with that is we just counted
Uh,
how many,
yeah. Okay, I
yeah,
see.
how many same
Okay.
felonies or misconducts are there. Okay.
This work? That work? I don't know. No, that's really not. Oh no, average.
Um, so that by
This wait, isn't it just
take your time, Jeff. Take your time. It's a challenging question.
Wait, would it be additional stuff for me, or it would just be the the same as before? Like,
You can do it in that query that you have. And
I my desired result is the
different?
teachers in one column and their average score, their average sat math score above the average, right?
Yeah.
that without is that correct or no? Wait,
Maybe I can show you what I have in mind in Excel. I think that would be easier, right?
Let's
Let me
try
share
it.
my screen again. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So what I want to see would be the teacher column, and then average stat math score column. And this would be coming from the thing that you have. The thing that you have, that result, all of those are above average already. So we want to query to that. And those records, for example, Fredrickson, so Fred will have an average in his class of like 512. And another teacher, say teacher B, has 613. So we are averaging basically, if we look at this, what we are doing here is
But the average
we're
was 517.
517. Okay.
So
Sorry.
Frederickson's average has to be above the
No,
average,
no,
right?
no.
That's
This
what you
is an
want, right?
example. Yeah.
Okay.
This is an example. Yeah. So we have like uh, Fred, Fred. So for example, we have three students from Fred's class, and their scores are like 500. Again, this is just an example. 520,
So shoot.
518, 519. So we'll be averaging this to get this, and we'll be grouping it by Fred. Does it make sense? So there would be no replicates here in the teacher column. The names would be unique. Okay, is it clear now? Okay. Yeah, we take our time. Um, Jeff, you can share again your work. And as you do that, I'm also look for actually the a solution here. Right. Well, okay. This is from
Wait, I think I did it right.
let's see. You share your work, Jeff.
Hold on. Let me just redo this real quick.
think it was correct. So
Okay, let's see.
select. Uh,
Do you have any? Average set score, right?
oh,
Let's
rookie
first
mistakes,
understand
rookie
the
hours,
error, Jeff. Oh, okay.
rookie hours.
Okay, okay, can you sort it? Can you sort it by sort by? Now that we don't have any. Okay, order by teacher.
Descending or
You can sort it by
oh by
teacher.
teacher or sorry by teacher or
Yeah,
by the score.
alphabetically. You can also sort it by average. Average ascending. Yeah.
Okay, average
Either way,
descending.
it's correct. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I will not tell you the error. Okay. You spotted
Rookie
immediately.
hours. Just constantly rookie hours. There we go.
Okay. We have Brown in here. Okay. Where is Fredrickson? Can you look
He's
for
on top.
Fredrickson? Okay, so Fredrickson has 700.667 average.
Yeah, I earlier because I read my old table and I just calculated his scores and it was 700 actually average.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. How about the others? Do you have any questions with that? So this is already filtered. All of the values. If you remove your where clause, that average could fall down. Can you try it, Jeff? Can you copy that entire thing, entire query that you have, and then try removing the where clause and try to just group the records without that filter. Yeah, remove the where clause right there.
What about it?
Yeah, from line 24, 21 to 24. Just remove it. And you can just highlight that and then hit backspace just to delete the filter. Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
you mean just like this?
Yeah, I just want to see, okay, how it would be like, what would the effect of that in average. And there you go. You go back to Fredrickson. You
Oh,
see
497.
the
Oh,
average
okay, he
the average
sucks.
is now 497
Okay,
because the
he
reason for
sucks
that is we did not filter it first before we grouped it. So it
because
includes
because
all
because on
values.
the other one we already filtered the first time.
Exactly,
We filtered
exactly.
the scores. That's only the only scores that are left. Oh, interesting.
Sure, sure.
Oh, yes, I
So,
understand.
so that's the thing. I want to differentiate it. The one that we did earlier is it's already filtered. We're already querying to the subquery that we have, the table resulting from the subquery in the where clause. It's already filtered, and then we're already after that we are then applying another query, another filter to it. We want to group it by teacher and get the average of those above average score. Okay, does it make sense, guys? This is fun. Um, Now, Jeff, let's extend it further. Um, Let me see. Maybe. mm, Let me see. Let me look at the other columns. Maybe we can extend the idea further. Well, of course, we can do the same for writing and verbal. It's just the
Jeff, I
same process.
actually because we've looked at this data set before and
Mm,
John was like, "Oh, that's going to require a subquery." But if we look at the full table,
mm,
in fact, I'm going to do that right now. Um it has like, the teacher and what school they teach at and then their each individual score for math, verbal,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think writing. So then I was like, "Can I find the average or what is it? Find the total score, find the average per teacher to determine who's the best teacher, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, let's try that. That's a great question. Okay. So
And
let
he's
me
like,
just put it. Yeah. Find the best teacher. Find the best teacher by. Actually, we answered it right here. Or you want it to be like in every subject.
yeah, because the SAT is a
Wait, how you
three
gonna?
component, right? So this is just the math scores. So Fredrickson, like in theory, is great at training his
Math.
kids for the math test, but
Mm.
basically the sum of and then the average to determine who's the highest.
How do you how will we add up two columns?
You're gonna add up three columns per row, actually.
Yeah, you can do it in your select clause. You try doing plus. Plus.
Plus.
No. Do it in a different query, Jack. Hold that query for now. Do it in a different query. Maybe somewhere at the bottom. We don't want to mess that thing up. We can do many examples for it. Try adding sat math. Let's make it simple first.
Yeah.
Delete the 20 line 27 to 32. We just want to add the columns. I just want you to see this, okay?
Oh, I mean, so I
Um,
could do this one.
you can use that, yeah. Can you try plus average of the sat uh maybe verbal? Yeah, the sat writing. Yeah, that would work. It will just add those averages up. But what we want, let me think.
I would want the sum of the three.
The total, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
it
Let
is
me
Sum
think.
total.
of
It is. It
function.
is total.
Sum of sat math.
Let me
Plus
think. Let me
or no need.
no. Let me just
No,
think.
actually, it
First.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't. Wait, would it be that?
Yeah, that's some of those columns. Now, Jeff, that you have in your select clause. It just adds the average of your sat math and the average of your sat writing. It's just the sum. You can do mathematical operations in the select clause. You can subtract, you can divide, you can even take the
Yeah, but I
average
mean,
of that.
would that give us the right thing though?
No,
Wait, I
it
need
won't.
this average.
But it's a
Well,
good
Because
I
this is
start.
want
average.
no, hold on. I want this your a student's total score, right? Out of 1600. Is it out of 1600? This is even different
No, this
because
is 24. This is 2400.
this is a 2400 test. So out of a 2400 test, what is the student's score? And then the teacher's averages of the students.
That's easy. We can easily do that. This is what we'll do. We need a column for the total scores. Sat writing plus sat verbal plus sat math,
Right. I need a
right?
column. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that, Jeff. Create a new query. I'll be doing it together with you. So first is to um select sat writing. Okay, sat writing. All of those scores. Sat writing plus sat. Let me see. Sat. What are those? No, verbal. You only have three, right?
Right.
Yeah. Can I share my screen so that you can see what I'm trying to do? Yeah.
Sure.
Let me share my screen first, Jeff. Do you see it, guys? Find the best teacher. Let me put it into writing. Find the best teacher by looking into the total scores, the total score, writing, ability, math, and then verbal. Okay. And then,
But this would be, yeah, not just the max of the students, the highest average would
yeah, then
denote the
average
teenager. Yes,
by
exactly. Then
teacher,
average.
right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
the average, the higher average would reveal the best teacher, right?
Exactly.
So here, I want to get the sum of those SAT, math, writing, and verbal. So this would give us, guys, um, the total that we want. I'm really getting dizzy for some reason. Okay.
Can you give this an alias as for like a new
Yes.
column?
Yes, you can actually give this an alias
So that may be easier then.
as total score. You can call this as total score actually. There we go. So we have the total score now. Let me just minimize this. Now I want to add the teacher, right? However, wait, I think I miss a part here.
Wait, so
The
isn't this
total
supposed
scores.
going inside first? That's supposed to be in the subquery, right?
Yeah, wait. Um, so this is being done row by row. Row
So we
one,
select this from and then we do.
teacher. Okay, it works. Let's see. I think it works.
You guys spell teacher correct?
I'm sorry.
Teacher.
Oh, Thatcher. Okay. I was thinking that it might not give us the teacher, but I just realized that it's being done row by row. So this is it. This is it. Uh, um, we'll call that Grace. So this is the total score. Now we have that, and the remaining thing to do is to group it, right? So we have that, and let's see. How do we do the grouping here? So from this, oh no. Forget about that. Let's try doing it without a from subquery. So we have it now.
How did you? Can I see your select clause for a moment? Because
Sure,
when
sure.
I wrote it, it's adding up
It's adding up the values row by row.
the whole
That's
column. I'm
for
getting such huge values, like 304 million. I
you're doing
swear.
it by sum. Don't do it by sum because what the sum is doing is column totals.
Oh,
Here, what I'm doing is
the
row.
small difference. I put commas instead of pluses for my
Yeah.
select,
It it
and I
it,
put it in
it it is doing
parentheses for
row, column rather.
variable. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I had just have it here. Was this even clear, guys? Maybe I should explain it more deeply. Let's go back to Excel. Okay. I want to make sure that what we're doing is clear to everyone. If you do this, select grade 1 plus grade 2 plus grade 3, what's happening is I'm getting this total score like this. So this plus this plus this. That's what's happening.
Right.
Mhm.
That's how I got this. Where was it? Okay. All clear with that, guys?
Right.
Yeah, by putting the commas, it was giving me the totals at the end of each
Column.
column and then
Yes.
adding that up together.
Yeah. It makes sense because the system thinks that you want it column by column given that comma, right? But this, it's thinking that it's just one column, one big column of total scores.
So then
Okay.
this becomes now the subquery, right?
Yeah, this should be a subquery because this is
It
a new
becomes a
table,
subquery.
right? This is a
And
new
then
table. Um,
now I
let
want
me
the
think.
select of
Wait, so
teacher
actually,
average of.
should we just have it the inside the subquery shouldn't just be no teacher? Should we just do the select average of all that together?
Um, yeah, let me think if we can do that. We can actually we can extend it. Hmm.
Also, if we use the alias like total score,
Hmm.
do we does it work like basically if we mention we have that alias created in the subquery, then it automatically gets applied everywhere or no?
No. It won't be
You have to
automatically
create
applied.
that alias every time, on every part, like in every one of the subquery.
Sorry, can you say it again, Jeff?
So if basically if we create that alias called total score, Do we have
Mhm.
to create it for every query and a subquery,
Yes,
or do we? Huh?
yes, we have to refer to it every time. Yeah. But my thinking is I can actually group it by one so that um let me think. But there should be a an aggregate value here. So I'm thinking about getting average of
Oh,
this.
average that. Average that.
Yeah, yeah. Let me think. No,
Actually, I think we just can we just do average parentheses
no.
with set writing all
Let
a
me
bunch
think.
of.
But my thinking is it won't work if we just do this. Um, but
No, 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 but like
let me think.
outside of the math, right? Outside of the math.
Outside of this, Jeff.
The set math, like without the alias, maybe.
Can you put in the chat box, Jeff? Your
Yeah, no,
ideas.
what I'm saying is that I basically put the parenthesis outside of the SAT math and call it the total score, total average total score, or total average the average total score, basically.
Uh, get. Okay. So you mean
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, and call
Mm,
this average total score with this one.
oh, that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea. Okay. Okay. This should work. This should work.
All right, all right, all right. Watch.
Oh,
Oh, no
it
error.
worked.
Yes, yes.
It worked.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay. We have limited to 100. Now, these are the teachers. Jeffrey, you're a genius. You're a genius. I was overthinking it. And it's just a matter of just changing the grouping here. And instead of getting the total, you just get the average of it. That's brilliant.
Yeah, because
That's
I was
incredibly
like,
brilliant.
wait, maybe it's live, but I wasn't sure if it's gonna run though. Apparently, you're
So
right.
this isn't a subquery you
This is
have
a
to
sub
use
query.
to solve
What
it.
I was
Yeah. Okay.
thinking was a sub query. Jeff just
I know.
mentioned, okay,
Yeah.
yep.
I'm trying to do a selective average of the total score as
Exactly.
named in my alias, but I cannot fix that last part. Like, is it a subquery? Is it a subquery in a where clause? And then how do I write my where clause? I don't
Mm,
even. I
yeah,
was getting
let's
lost
try a
again.
different perspective here, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
this
was
is one
wondering
good,
that too.
yeah, one good solution, okay? One
So it
good
looks like
solution.
Tran would have been the right answer. Okay.
Yeah, let me see. So this is without, okay, this is without a subquery. So let's think about using a subquery then. So we are starting with this. No, I'm getting a bit lazy, so I just copy this. So let's start from here. So this is the like the thing that we had earlier. Let's see if we can approach it in a different way. So here what we have is this. Okay. We already have this teacher and total score. What we're left with is to like group it together. So I was thinking of what if I use well again this is the thing. I'm planning to use a from, which I should not be using because I haven't introduced it yet. Let me think any other. What if I create a filter where ID is not equal to 0?
What?
Where ID, no, no, where ID is greater than, let me think. No, 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 no. Where total score. Is it possible here? Let Yeah, let me think.
Maybe we should write one. So it's basically the total score.
Hmm.
Where shouldn't we? Should we try first write one that's a select teacher and then just like what you had, but now not the where. No, without the where, and then do the where underneath for where um
Like here, right?
where
Where
teacher. Oh no, wait, sorry. Uh,
no,
I was gonna say no. Where
let
total score is greater than.
we cannot do that because it will filter the result. We don't want to filter the result. We just want to
Oh,
group
okay.
it. Yeah. So whenever we use the where clause, it would try to filter our data. Um, let me think. Yeah, let me step back a little bit and try to.
I think you're right about it's a subquery in the where. So from tutorial that scores, you're going to you're not even going to put that. You're going to select from subquery select.
Hmm. Okay, let me step back and refresh. So we already have this. Okay, this is a completely new table having the teacher and the total score. Now, what we want is to use a subquery to filter or to group this. Okay, let's see. We want to group this. I think starting from here, there's no way for us to use the where subquery, but maybe we can change it. Where? Oh, okay. Hmm. Is it possible? Where equals? Where equals? Hmm. How many minutes have I burned here? Okay. Okay. So I think this is the to put it simply here. I think with this starting point, we cannot we cannot arrive to the same result with a subquery in the where clause. I could not think of any route that would give us this thing that
Yeah,
we
I feel like because we didn't need a because by doing
we
this we
didn't
don't
need a
need a
filter.
filter because we don't yeah
Exactly.
we don't need a filter. If we need a filter, then I think it
Yeah.
will probably work with
If we need to filter this, like all of this must be greater than something, right? Like if we want to filter this value, then
yeah. Let's say
yes,
like if they are basically like earlier where we have everything
greater than
that's
the
greater than
average,
the
right?
average, and
Mm.
then we take the average of those like take
Yeah,
the
that's
best of
when
those. Then.
we can utilize the subquery and the where clause. But this we can utilize another form of a subquery, which is the from, with a subquery from the where from clause. We will treat this as one big table. Okay, we will treat this as one separate table. We will wrap it up. Okay, let me show it to you. We will wrap it up and query to it. Like this will be a new table to query to. Do you follow? This will be a one big table. You could call it this way. Like this is a table that we will be querying it to, and we should select, say, um, select, um, no, no, no. I should not do it here because this is already the solution that we had earlier. This is not what I want to do. Already a working solution. Okay. Let me just show it to you. So here it's already grouped, right? And earlier, what we want to do is to actually use a subquery. So let's remove this part. This would also work. It's not yet grouped. Now I'll be using it. I'll treat it as a one big table. I'll be renaming it as new table, and then
Oh, okay.
after that, select which one, which column. I want the teacher and
That's actually, I feel like that's really
underscore.
handy because to keep organized, if you create like a new column
Yeah.
like that.
This will just basically just give us the same thing, but we did it with
But I feel like to me it makes more sense just because I created a new column called total score. This way I could like
hmm,
a
This is
yeah.
what I'm trying to work on right now. But then I
yeah.
got stuck on the renaming, and I'm like, maybe there's something I have select.
Wait, when
Let
you
me
say
Because
what's the new table?
you have
Oh,
to
oh,
reference
you have to
the
call it
teacher.
yeah,
different.
you are referencing to it.
So is
Let's
the
see.
group by happening in the inner query or in the outer query that
No,
we
in the
have?
outer query.
It's in the outer query.
Outer
Wait,
query, yes.
so what if you don't
Let's see.
reference this? Are you gonna get an error?
You'll get an error because it will not be able to identify that.
So, but then also in another word, you are able to still select the inner query.
Yeah. So as you
Also,
can see,
you
it's
could.
just the same.
Uh,
This is what I was thinking, but I was trying to wrap around my head if it's possible in the where subquery. I think it's not. Maybe we're trying to do the impossible thing there because it
Yeah,
doesn't make
right.
sense
But
to
then that's
filter
what
it
I was saying
further.
earlier. I was like, I think you're right from the from column. So that's what from select,
Yeah.
and then you gave
However,
it a
guys,
name. From
however,
tutorial, you gave it a name.
yeah, we are
Why
not
is it-
we're not yet here. So I want to be structured. We have yet to discuss the from subquery. That's why I have hesitation showing you this because it's actually the next discussion. And but anyway, I just want to show you that this could be done by a subquery, which is just what we did here. And this, don't forget this. If you try to not use that, it would throw you an error because it won't be able to it still works. Oh, uh
is it because it's on the outer side? You wouldn't touch the actual original table. Just
yeah, I mean it's only seeing one table here now, that's why. But it's always better because you're in subqueries, guys. You will not be working with just one table. It will be tables after tables after tables. So I've been used
like it
to.
might not be the same. It might not be
Yeah,
that
it will
same
not be
table you're
the
making. You're
table.
making actually might be another.
Yeah, I might be referencing to another table that would be wrapped together with this one. So yeah, this is how I always do it because it might confuse my readers that okay, you have like four tables in there, and where are you referencing to? So I think I think it should. well, my brain is telling me it should be an error, but well, it works. If it works, it works. So if I don't put any alias, it would be an error. I don't put any alias here. I'm pretty sure this would be an error. There we go. It needs an alias.
I have. I'm trying to get what I have to work and make it look like yours. It's not working.
Can you share your work, Grace, please?
Oh, I still have my hairnet. Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
This is what I
Um,
have.
from select. Can you put it a little bit down? Uh, uh, I can see the last part, Grace. Can you
What do
move
you
it
mean?
downward a little bit? More. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Teacher as total SAT scores. Um, can you move a bit to the right?
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Okay, total score average. Can you look at the error? Can you show me the error if you run
This
this?
one's saying column new table teacher doesn't exist. New
Teacher doesn't
underscore
exist.
new underscore table. That's what I have here.
Um,
Wait, is
can
there a
let
semicolon you have?
What was that?
I was saying that is there like earlier because earlier I was just my mistake was just all semicolons and stuff.
I
Same
don't
error.
see any error.
Oh.
It tells that that the teacher table doesn't exist. It should. Select from. It's exactly the same thing. New table dot teacher. Hmm.
I thought it was a parentheses thing because I was
Yeah, I'm also
missing
looking at
this
it.
one in the from.
Um, no, it's just fine. Let me think. Can you remove those spaces? Those spaces before the select?
Yeah. This one or this one?
Yeah, the one in your subquery. The space before. I
Oh,
I I think that's
just
yeah.
the select.
No. Your line 3.3 and line 3.4. Please remove the space before. I was able to mimic the error that you're getting by adding those spaces. So I think this should work now.
It's the same.
It did.
It's the same error right now. New table teacher does not exist.
Can you remove that space? That space
Yeah.
before your comma. Yeah, before your comma or yeah, that one.
Like that.
Yeah. No. Just leave it as is and then try running it. I think it's just a hidden space that's messing up.
Okay.
Can you
Interesting.
copy that and paste it in the chat box so that I can rerun it on my end?
Um, you're gonna use a teacher column. You're gonna use average of total score. Right? We can use the
Yeah.
alias total score. Close. Yeah. Okay. It's the same error. So let me do that in the well, because
You
I have Teams on my phone and then Mode on my desktop. So
I see. Yeah, just copy it and paste it in the chat box so we can also debug it. Debugging is also a skill. It
I think I can put it
is it possible?
in take a picture.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, we still have 3 minutes. I think I can debug it in 3 minutes.
Go here. Let's go here. We go there to the chat.
We have exactly the same query. I wonder
And
where
I
the
yeah,
error
I
coming.
retyped it because of space issues
Yeah.
to have that.
Well, I added the space in front of my query. The two froms. It gave me the same error, but uh, yeah, I wonder why it's not getting fixed once you remove it.
New table
At your
ads.
end.
Is it my big ads? Maybe I need to do little lowercase ads.
No, I mean those fundamental clauses they work even with hmm. Ah, I know now the problem. Line 32, it doesn't have any teacher there. So basically your subquery doesn't have any teacher in it.
I had that same question, and then I said, it doesn't need teacher within the subquery in order to notice, in order to pull out
Um
and table that teacher. And I was like, oh, his example doesn't have teacher, so I wrote off that thought.
no, it should have try adding it. Grace. I think that's the main issue here. Try adding it in your subquery. The teacher. So it should have two columns there. Currently, your subquery contains only one column. That's why it's telling you the teacher column doesn't exist.
It's still showing me the same error, the syntax error at end of input.
Let me see. Teachers as new table.
Is it
Hmm.
space there?
Let me see.
Select
So
teacher
teacher.
from tutorials.
Yeah, I think they should work. Yeah, include the S. Include the S. It won't run. It will give you an error. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Can I see this at end of input? Hmm. That's odd. Wait. Group by one. Average. Try removing the group by and try
Right?
removing the AVG. Try the removing that group by.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see. I see. I see your error. You have the semicolon before the group by. Try removing that.
I just put that there when you said take it out.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. This would throw you an error because you're averaging it. Try remove the average first in your total score.
Oh, that's why
Yeah,
you were saying remove it together. Okay.
yeah. Okay, and
So it would
yeah,
be,
you should get that teacher and score columns.
it doesn't want to work.
Uh, why is it like
So this
that?
should
Uh,
be clear, right? So it can run by itself.
yeah, it should run by
Okay, so
itself.
it's running by itself.
Hmm.
Then when I select new table, the teacher column, total score. Oh, maybe this is, well, because I had it as average, right?
Yeah.
Getting
Hmm.
tired of this.
This, everything looks fine to me. New table dot new. Can you try new table dot total score? New table dot total underscore score.
New
No, no,
table
no.
dot total score.
Yeah, new table teacher, and
No, the
then
teacher
add that
leave
to
it before, but
teacher.
there's no total score at the same
Yeah,
day before that.
yeah. Do the same thing with the total score. Add also that new table dot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, new
Underscore
new
table.
dot
Not.
total score column name.
Basically, what you're writing here is you want the total score column from the new table.
Wait, so what is
It's
saying?
not
Saying
like it. Syntax error at end of input.
Hmm. Why?
wait, what is there a parenthesis outside of the new table? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a subquery. So
It's the most.
ah, yeah, Jeff, that's the error.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the error. You put the ending parentheses
Oh, you have an extra
before the
parenthesis. Wait,
s.
I
what's the
just
S?
put
Before it should be before
Oh,
the s.
oh, oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's
right here.
that's the thing. No. Before the s. After the scores. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
should work
not.
now.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there we go.
There we
Okay.
go.
Now apply the average
Do you
and the
think I
group
still need
by.
new table there?
Yes. Well, it actually
Well,
worked.
I
It's
don't.
gonna
Yeah,
make
I
a
think it's
difference,
gonna be.
huh?
We figure. I think Jeff figured out the error.
Yeah. Group by one. Group by one. Yeah. That's
All
why
right.
it's giving us the input error. Oh yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Wait. New table dot teacher must appear in the group by clause or be used in an aggregate function. But I am saying group by one.
Oh, the semicolon because you had on the
You
table.
you are ending that
No,
sign.
thank you.
Yeah. There's always those little things.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Please, Louise. Thank you, guys. So it was the from my
Yeah.
subquery ending parentheses, right?
Well,
It
to be
wasn't
fair
done.
with you guys, we haven't discussed it yet. So it's normal to have this error because we haven't really discussed it. Yeah, right? We were only able to discuss the where clause, the subquery, the where clause, but I haven't introduced to you yet um the subquery in the from clause. So it's totally fine to commit that error. Okay. So yeah, that's all we have for today. Thank you very much, Jeff, Asiba, and Grace. Uh, I don't think John would be able to have a lab session today. I'm not. I'm very worried about him. It's not typical that he's not sending any message to me that he'll be
And I
missing the
asked
session.
him on Saturday. He said he's planning on attending at least the Tuesday, Thursday lab, that there's no schedule conflict this week.
Oh yeah, because I mean he does. He
Oh.
does have something. Oh yeah. Sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just call him after this session. And yeah, for the lab today, is you have a free day. Tomorrow I'll
Yeah.
have him assign to you something. Okay.
Jeff, can I
Wait, what?
ask?
Say it again. What do you mean by that? We're not going to meet, but he will try to assign something?
Yeah, he will be trying to assign something to you tomorrow. We only have 1 hour today, so it's just a vacant time for you to rest. Then tomorrow, we'll assign you stuffs. More on subquery. If I have time
He'll be in
tomorrow,
class tomorrow, right? Yeah.
yeah, most
Yeah, he
likely.
should be in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a nice session with you guys. Jeff, do you have any concerns? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was actually gonna see if I could talk to you 2 minutes
Sure.
after the thing because I was gonna see if I can pick your brains on something.
Yeah, sure. You can stay in the meeting.
Well, I mean,
Or
it's related to actually with Excel though. I was gonna see if I
oh,
can
okay,
ask you
we
questions.
we can we can do it in a separate meeting because this one is recorded. So
Yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah,
jump
yeah,
in
yeah.
another call.
If you don't mind that, we just probably take a few minutes. I want to ask
Okay,
your
okay.
opinion or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a call outside this. Okay. I'll
Cool.
call you.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Thanks.
Thanks everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, Joe.
Great session. Bye bye.